coyness about who's behind this. I mean, the facts remain that George Bush's cousin did a refit of the elevators in the World Trade Center, as I understand. It's published material, it's not secret, the month before, and that provides a likely way that the huge quantities of explosives were actually moved into the buildings. George Bush's, another one of his cousins, controls security at United Airlines, which explains why none of the alleged hijackers were ever seen on a photograph on the boarding impress. The program for a New American Century advertised a catalysing event similar to a new Pearl Harbor 10 years before this happened. I mean, there's a crime scene, and the movement really has to become a little less timid than what it is. I mean, we're looking at the jaws of death as far as I'm concerned. The Reichstag fire in 1933 was a tiny little thing compared to this, but the consequences are going to be the same, only on a bigger scale. So thanks for your talk. I mean, it's a lot of facts, but the circumstances damn the perpetuators.
The 4 dust samples that you used in your analysis, could you just describe how that dust was collected and when it was collected, please?
Oh, this is 4 different, I suggest, quite frankly, this is very meticulously described in the paper. And I must admit that I, as a university scientist, was against when we were writing the manuscript, I thought this was ridiculous. Why to put all this information in the paper, how the dust was collected? Never in my lifetime have I been accused of falsifying data. I would never do such a thing. So why should that go in? I wanted it out. But my fellow writers insisted that this should be in, and I appreciate that. I think I would please read the paper, because it's all meticulously described in there. Yes? Further technical question preferentially? There's one in the rear.
When was nanothermite first produced and,
Frank, would you answer this? Oh, no, Mark, okay. Maybe you can use that one.
I'm not sure to give you the exact dates, but there were several papers published on nanothermite, often called superthermite, prior to 9/11. Prior to 2001, there were several papers published, and you go on for at least 4 years, and the information in the papers was, I believe, not fully descriptive of how they did it, because there is a graph showing nanothermite being exploded and demonstrated in the differential scanning calorimeter, and the peak comes off a little bit further up, higher temperature. I believe that they never published their best recipes, but they were certainly publishing material about this before 2001.
Maybe I could add here that the earliest research on this started in around 1990, eventually in the late 80s, when people discovered how to make these materials by nanotechnology. The microphone, please.